Mira was bored. No one ever texts me first, she sighed, scrolling her phone. Suddenly, a new message blinked in. Hello, human, this is Dragon. Mira laughed. Very funny. But the next message read, I need your help. Curious, she replied, help with what? A map appeared on her screen, leading to the old quarry. That's weird, Mira thought, but she grabbed her bike and rode off. At the quarry's center stood a dragon, scales shimmering like phone screens. You really came, he smiled. I've been trapped in this Wi-Fi signal for years. Mira held up her phone. You're inside my phone? Not for long, he winked. With a flash, he soared into the sky, leaving behind a tiny glowing icon. Dragon Contacts 1. Mira grinned. Best text ever. Tinsel the elf and Twinkle the kitten peered over the edge of Candy Canyon. We've got to find the missing gumdrop crown, Twinkle meowed. Before King Caramel wakes up. Tinsel adjusted her peppermint-striped hat. Let's rappel. They slid down licorice ropes, dodging cotton candy clouds and marshmallow boulders. Suddenly, a licorice snake hissed. No one passes without a riddle. We don't have time, Tinsel cried, but Twinkle purred, whispering the answer in its ear. The snake smiled and slithered aside. Deeper into the canyon they raced until there it was. The gumdrop crown sat atop a chocolate stalagmite. Carefully, they lifted it just as the sun rose. Quick, Tinsel giggled. Back to the castle. And as they placed the crown on the king's head, he stirred and smiled, none the wiser to their sugary adventure. No one knew where he came from. One morning, a small boy made entirely of marshmallow walked into Sweetville, his sugary footsteps sticking to the cobbled streets. I'm Max, he said softly, and I'm melting. The townsfolk gasped. Max's arms were drooping in the warm sun. Baker Bella rushed forward. Quick, we need shade. But as umbrellas popped open and ice cream trucks circled him, Max's smile faded. I wasn't always marshmallow, he whispered. A wish, a shooting star. Now I'm stuck like this. A curious sparkle glinted in his gooey eyes. But maybe, just maybe, someone here knows how to turn me back. And as the town gathered, little Max lifted a sticky hand toward the old candy clock tower. We've got until midnight before I melt completely. In the heart of Willow Jungle, fierce Roarclaw the tiger prowled, feared by all. But one day, something tiny landed on his nose. A bumblebee. Shoo, he growled, crossing his eyes to see it. But the bee didn't buzz away. I'm Buzzlin, it said, wings shimmering. And you, sir, need my help. Roarclaw scoffed out. I'm the king of this jungle, eh? But Buzzline buzzed closer. A storm's coming, a flood, and only I know the way to higher ground. Thunder rumbled in the distance. Roarclaw hesitated, then nodded. And so the mighty tiger followed the tiniest guide, weaving through secret tunnels and hidden paths as the skies darkened. Behind them, water rushed. Ahead, hope glimmered. Why are you helping me? Roarclaw finally asked. Buzzling smiled, because even the strongest need a friend. Shelly the snail longed for speed. Every day she watched Skitter, the jetpack squirrel, zoom across the park. Oh, to fly, she sighed. Why so glum, Slowpoke? Skitter grinned, zipping by. I wish I could go fast, Shelly said. Hop on, he said, but I'm a snail. Perfect. Skitter strapped her on, and whoosh, they soared over trees and puddles. Whee, Shelly cheered. Suddenly, jammed controls. Spiraling down, Skitter panicked. Shelly stretched out, and caught a lily pad, gliding them safely down. Whoa, Skitter said. You saved us. Shelly smiled. Slow and Steady's got moves too. Far beyond the hills stood the spiral tower, twisting high into the clouds. No one dared climb it, except Starzl. Inside is a wish, she whispered, clutching her lantern. As she stepped inside, the staircase shimmered and shifted under her feet. Choose wisely, a voice echoed. Every turn brought a door, one to treasure, one to adventure, one to answers. Starzl hesitated, then followed the faint sound of music. Up and up she climbed until she reached a tiny window at the very top. There she found herself playing a song on a golden flute. The wish was always inside you, the voice smiled. Starza laughed, feeling light as air. As she played, the tower's walls unfolded into bridges of light, leading to dreams she never dared imagine. In a dusty attic, Dustella found a pair of old sneakers glowing faintly under moonlight. She slipped them on and they hummed. Suddenly, she floated an inch above the floor. Cool, she laughed, twirling. But then, the sneakers sprinted out the window. Hey, who's driving these? She shrieked as they dashed across rooftops, over fences, into the sleeping city. The sneakers stopped before an old shoe store. Inside, shelves shimmered with glowing shoes. You're the chosen walker, whispered a voice. A tiny cobbler stepped, smiling. These sneakers only fit those meant to walk between worlds. Dustella's eyes widened. Worlds? The cobbler nodded. Tonight we need you. And as the sneakers laced themselves tighter, Dustella stepped him forward, ready for an adventure she never imagined. Every morning, Lila tended her tiny garden on the castle wall. Roses, tulips, daisies, all bloomed under her care. But one misty dawn, a shadow loomed overhead. A dragon. Please don't eat my flowers, Lila begged. But the dragon sighed. I don't want flowers. I need help. He opened a claw, revealing a wilted golden seed. I've tried planting it everywhere, but it won't grow. Lila smiled gently. Let's try together. They dug a small patch in her garden, watered it, and waited. Days passed. Then, sprout. A golden vine shot up, wrapping around the castle. It needed kindness, Lila said softly. The dragon beamed. And now I'll guard your garden always. From then on, the dragon's wings shaded the flowers, and every visitor left with a golden bloom. Zeke never liked his backyard. It's boring, he sighed. But one morning he spotted a strange vine curling up the fence. It shimmered like soap bubbles. Weird. He poked it, and pop! A giant bubble grew from the vine and swallowed him whole. Whoa! Zeke floated up, the bubble carrying him over rooftops. Okay, this is not boring anymore, he laughed. Higher and higher they rose until a forest of bubbles appeared in the clouds, each filled with tiny creatures waving from him. Welcome, Zeke, a voice boomed. The bubble vine chose you to save us. Save you? Zeke blinked. But before he could ask more, the bubble began to wobble. Hold on, the voice cried. The bubble storm is coming. And with a pop, Zeke's adventure was just beginning. Glimmerlocks wasn't like other unicorns. Her mane sparkled with tiny stars. One day I'll fly to space, she dreamed. And one night as she gazed at the moon, a spaceship crash-landed in the meadow. Out tumbled 3 fluffy pandas in silver suits. We're lost, the biggest panda sniffled. Can you help us get home? Glimmerlock stamped her hooves. Hop on. With a burst of magic, her horn glowed bright, and together they soared into the sky, weaving past comets and glowing moons. But then, a shadow loomed. A space dragon, gasped a panda. Glimmerlocks narrowed her eyes. Hold tight. With a swish of her shining tail, she left a glitter trail so dazzling the dragon blinked in awe, giving them just enough time to zip away. Thanks, Glimmerlocks. The pandas cheered as their home planet twinkled ahead.